welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you so much for joining me for the April Virgo horoscope. Well, it's a big month this month, and we have a lot of exciting things happening that are really, I guess, is Spirit's way of trying to give us a little push to move forward and to really grow as people. So there's some really good vibes going on with Jupiter, Neptune and Pluto. We have two new moons in most places in the world. I will talk about that in a moment, which, you know, brings new beginnings. It's not astrologically that significant, but it's interesting. The other thing that's happening is that there's a partial solar eclipse in many places as well, so we'll talk about that. Just briefly to explain, I like to draw two tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you, and I'll have a look at your horoscope in depth. I won't be doing the psychic channeling at the end because these videos are getting too long now. I'm sort of trying to keep them under 20 minutes if possible. If you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to the board and draw these cards, and then we'll get on to your horoscope. Okay, so theme cards for you. The first card is the first half of the month, if you want to think in terms of time. And I have shuffled them up before. I'm going to go with that one. I just have to be a bit careful, obviously. All right, closing my eyes now for Vivacious Virgos. What do I see? Cardboard boxes. Oh no, it's a mailbox. Okay, first it was a cardboard box, which can indicate relocation, but it turned into a mailbox. So some sort of news coming to you soon. But because I did see cardboard boxes, I'm wondering, are you thinking about leaving where you live and relocating? Okay, that's for some people, obviously, not everybody. Okay, they're showing me a clock. All right, and it's like 1 minute to 12. Okay, so this makes me think of the doomsday clock, actually, and the situation with Russia and Ukraine. And now is the time to pray for peace, because certainly prayer is powerful, and if we all pray for peace, there's enough good people in the world to change the situation. The card that comes up is the Nine of Cups, which is all about your hopes and dreams, dear Virgo. Okay, send them out into the universe, because the universe actually does want to fulfill your hopes and dreams. Okay, you'll notice here she's being very realistic and practical about it. She's actually seated on the sand next to the ocean, and so this means that she's practical and down to earth. She's got red stockings or tights on here, means some action has to be taken. So just asking for things but not doing anything about it doesn't necessarily bring you your hopes and dreams. So maybe there's something else you can do. When I say pray for peace between Russia and Ukraine, maybe there's something physical that you can do about it as well. But your dreams, your hopes and dreams can be granted. Okay, Nine of Cups is a great card, and doesn't actually come up that often, which is quite surprising, really. And it's also completion, the end of something where you get a lot of satisfaction. Okay, you could find that you get a lot of emotional well-being this month as well, and you're feeling better than you have been. All right, so let's look at the second half of the month for you, Vivacious Virgos, and we'll see. Let's go with that one there. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? Wizard from Oz, Tin Can Man. Yeah, there's something about this. Perhaps it's time to take off your armor. Maybe a little bit of vulnerability can help your spiritual growth. You know, sometimes we all get hurt through life. Different things happen, horrible things happen sometimes, and then we put on emotional armor. But the issue with that is when we're all dressed up in our armor, it's harder for spirit to get through to us, because an open heart is often how we communicate with spirit. It's more on an emotional level rather than just what goes on in your head. The card that comes up is the King of Cups, which is very apt because this is about being master of your emotions, okay? This is typically someone with great compassion and understanding. Because it's the king, it's in a masculine way. So he might do this in the way that he thinks as well. He might express his emotion and do so in a sort of logical way and a mature way. So he's in control of his emotions. He's likely to have a lot of success around him, and he can find peace and contentment, and he's likely to be very helpful and kind to others. Someone like this might actually come into your life. You'll see he's seated on a shell here and the ocean in the background, so he's very in touch with what's going on in his subconscious. He's here on the shores of the ocean, so again, that thing of being in touch with the earth. Dressed in this indigo colour suggests that his third eye is, open. He's used to third eye energy. With the crown on his head and this gold around his throat, a very high vibration. You could draw somebody like this into your life that will help you in a masculine kind of way. Even if it's a woman, women still have masculine energy, okay? And particularly women, say post 50 or so, you might draw somebody like that. Okay, here's your horoscope now. We're going to talk about this. Firstly, this is what's called a royal chart because most of the activity is here on the western side of the chart, and this means that relationships with other people are more important this month. So this is not about you going it alone. This is about you sharing with others and being open to receive what other people can help you with. Sometimes you might be surprised, it's harder to receive sometimes than what we think. I talked about the 2 new moons, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, and a solar eclipse in Taurus at the end of the month. It's also a busy month for you, Virgo, because your ruler Mercury jumps across 3 houses, so from the 8th to the 9th to the 10th. So a lot of different types of activities and things that you've got to give thought to, and a lot of communications around that. And we have Jupiter conjuncting Neptune, and that's really quite exciting here in your 7th house of committed relationships, the important people in your life. Sometimes it can be like a husband or wife or a partner, and this brings a very spiritual vibe to your relationships. It's also good for legalities, because this 7th house is about legalities and open enemies as well. An open enemy is just an old-fashioned way of saying it's people that you don't normally get on with. Maybe there's some sort of breakthrough or a softening of, the icy wall comes down in some way. And Jupiter sextiling Pluto, that's pretty important too. All right, I'm going to talk about that in a minute as well. Let's go through your horoscope in depth. So the 31st or the 1st of April, the new moon in your 8th house here. And this means basically, and you've got Chiron, Sun and Mercury in there as well. So it's a very big time for dealing with shared resources or joint property, inheritances, or intimacy even. And you could get quite emotional, and especially about things or people that you have a strong emotional attachment to from the past. So I've just got helicopters flying over the house now, which is, always helpful. We've had it a lot because of the floods, this, people being rescued, and probably now it's several weeks, so hopefully everybody's been rescued. And you could be feeling more energized and invigorated also under this influence. We've got 31st of March to the 3rd of April, Mars sextiling Moon. So this is bringing you the emotion and the energy, I guess. And there's likely to be a lot going on to do with your children, your family, or your home at this time as well. Okay, so 4th of April to the 2nd of May, Venus moves into your house of partnership here. This is beautiful, and it's a great time for meeting new people. And you might find that some of these new people actually become your friends or romantic partners. You could be feeling especially open-hearted and quite receptive to friendly overtures. Maybe you feel like companionship and getting affection from other people. And if you're married, you might find that your relationship goes through a very lovely time. You'll be much smoother and happier. From the 8th of April to the 11th of April, Mars squares your MC. Now just watch this time, because Mars can cause all sorts of problems. Sometimes you feel more irritable, and you might want to advance your own interests, but other people they're not on the same sort of page as you. So just the way around that is to try and compromise on things that are not very important to you. If you can do that, then that will probably help a great deal. From the 6th of April to the 15th of April, Jupiter conjunct Neptune, which I already talked about here. This is fabulous in your relationships, and you might find that your imagination is kindled. Maybe you and your partner, come up with some new ideas what to do in your relationship to improve things. I won't go into that too much. You know what I'm talking about. And it's like mundane matters, things that are ordinary and everyday, you sort of spice it up a bit somehow. You could be daydreaming a lot more. Okay, brings a beautiful spiritual energy into your relationships. 10th of April to the 29th of April, Mercury moves into your 9th house up here. And it's a great time to go on a journey, especially to another country or somewhere, foreign and exotic. It's time to expose yourself to some new ideas and ways of thinking about the world now. You may meet people from other cultures or with vastly different beliefs than your own. You could have a lot of spiritual or philosophical discussions. And it's a time when you're thinking about the big picture rather than just, the normal everyday humdrum that we all have to face sometimes. Yes, so that's a bit exciting. So there's lots to think about, and there's lots to communicate about there. The 13th of April to the 24th of May sees Mars go into your 7th house, bringing extra energy to your relationships. But also with Mars sometimes there's irritability, and there can be, accidents as well. Try to be patient. It's just that you have a lot of energy and the other person probably doesn't have that. So watch for arguments, which could be more frequent than usual. On the positive side, if you wanted to make a connection with somebody or pursue somebody, you're likely to be more keen about doing that. And you could begin a worthwhile relationship where you're the person who is the more active partner. All right, the 13th of April to the 16th of April, Mars opposition your ascendant, and there could be a sort of bit of competition in a relationship, conflict over power, issues of dominance might erupt, some sort of disputes or arguments in partnerships. So as I said before, just be patient, try not to, push too hard, and don't push yourself too hard either. But if you want to start a new relationship, you could come on strong, and that person might actually like that. 16th of April, the full moon is in your 3rd house here of communications and local area, siblings, cousins, and it's also study as well. So there might be some sort of emotion behind your communications, so it might be harder to be logical than what you usually are. And you might also be having sort of flashbacks to past events that are affecting your communications with somebody as well. 18th of April to the 20th of May, the Sun moves into your 9th house here, and this brings a spark of energy and excitement into your life. It's like you know, something exciting happens, you get new insight, you seek new horizons, you want to grow your life through study, traveling, or maybe reading about foreign cultures and dealing with people that are a little bit different, meeting new people, you know, and a teacher or a mentor or a coach or psychic may become more important to you now. 19th of April to the 28th of April, Jupiter sextiles your MC. This is fabulous. You're likely to get cooperation and assistance in business relationships, and there's likely to be, you know, a fair amount of growth and progress in your career. Communications and contacts in business and professional circles open up, and it's a great time to take advantage of many opportunities that will come now that will broaden your life in some way. So the other thing with this is that the growth and the success that you do have, it's likely to be more personally fulfilling. It's not just about your business or your work. It's got to, you know, really appeal to your heart, and that's the main point there. So don't sit back and do nothing when these opportunities come up. Grab them with both hands. The 28th of April to the 22nd of May sees Mercury move into your 10th house here. So a lot of career planning strategies, concrete ways to make your dreams into realities. And it's a great time to communicate with people in authority because they're likely to help you now. The 30th of April sees a new moon partial solar eclipse and a black moon in most of the world and west of Salt Lake City in your 9th house. Okay, so that's the moon there, a new moon there. And if you're east of Salt Lake City, then you had that on the 31st of March. Okay, so again, it's time to go away on a mini vacay if you can. Go out, enjoy yourself, grow your life, maybe study and travel calling you now. 30th of April to the 3rd of May sees Mars sextiling Uranus, and it's an exciting time. And you're really sort of being pushed to do something out of the ordinary. If you can't think of anything exciting to do, go out to a restaurant that you've never been to that serves some sort of foreign food. You may also be feeling quite competitive and you want to play sports. And you're also more likely to act on your spontaneous impulses now and carry through on some of your more crazy ideas. And those crazy ideas, you know, just brainstorm them. You might have 10 crazy ideas, but, you know, only one has to pay off, and that will be really helpful. The 27th of April to the 7th of May sees Jupiter sextiling Pluto. Fabulous for cooperation with business, government agencies, and influential individuals. And these people are likely to support you, even if they haven't supported you in the past. Now it's like something's happened and now they want to help you, so it's great. You could also be called to assume a leadership role, and if that's the case, you're likely to do it very successfully. All right, I'm just going to put that on Zoom in case you want to write anything down. And so, you know, some emotions coming up, but to do with relationships, but you are master of your emotions, and it's time where you can get more clear about your hopes and dreams and manifesting them into physical reality. So really quite an exciting month for you, dear Virgo. Alrighty, so I hope this is useful. Leave a like or a comment and share on your socials. That would be fabulous. Share the link on Facebook or something like that. That would be fabulous. And do call by on Facebook and like the Absolute Soul Secrets page. That'd be great. I'd really appreciate that. Have a wonderful month, everybody. And if you're new, subscribe and be alive. Okay, I'll see you all again soon. Thanks again. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.